What it do, man? What's up, family? Know how we do? It's 4:30 in the morning. Got a busy day, like every day. And we just chopping it up, man, for a few minutes. So what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about the expectation of dating in today's society. And I know it's a lot of conversation going around about this, but I look at different perspectives and um, I see different videos as it pertains to dating between men and women, you know, from literally dating, eating out to paying bills and the expectation. And on the broader perspective is that most you have this whole conversation about 50-50, right? 50-50 relationship. And you got some men saying it shouldn't be a 50-50 relationship. And you got some people saying, yeah, it should be a 50-50 relationship, right? It's interesting. Uh, so, so for example, dating in today's man is trying to get to know the woman is trying to get to know the man, maybe. And to be honest with you, I can stop right there. Man is trying to get to know the woman is trying to get to a free meal, or is she really trying to get to know the man? Now, of course, I'm not going to say that every woman is like that, but the overall narrative that I see is basically that. It's basically you see a lot of women, and this is not a woman bashing channel because I love ladies, I love women, and I just think it's interesting perspective uh, to see different opinions. Now, I feel like the whole point of dating, going out to eat, going to the movies, or just whatever it is, man, whatever the date is, a lot of times initially, it's probably going to be some kind of dinner date, some kind of coffee date, kind of lunch date, something like that. And then, even with just that perspective, not even perspective, but even with just that, there's conversations around just where to take them, right? And you have a conversation around a lot of women not agreeing to, coffee dates or, drink dates or, just something simple. You don't have to go to Nobu's or the Ruth Chris and all that kind of stuff on the first date, right? If you're getting to know, if you're getting to know a young lady. Now, look, to each his own, because there are different levels. Some men, some men really, really got their stuff together like this, right? And so, hey, they don't mind spending the money. But no, for most men, dating can be expensive if you consistently dating. It can get expensive, right? And everybody's perspective is different. To me, it's not really about the money when it comes to dating. It's more about the intent. If a man's intent is to date just to get something from this woman, i.e., go to bed with the woman, right? Then, and the woman's intent is to get a free meal and to and they're truly not interested in that man, well, now you have two different motives going on here, right? You got a woman who won't ever plan on uh taking it to the next level with this man. And then you got a man who's doing what he feels he needs to do in order for him to get in the door with what his motive is. And for me, I don't necessarily agree with either one. If I guess if you're dating with a purpose, or if you're dating with intent, right? Um, and or you may just be looking for a good time, and it could be that on both sides. But I think where things get complicated is when things become one-sided, because you have the you have the ladies that say, oh, I don't do 50%. I don't do 50-50, right? Well, that's fine. Everybody's situation is different. If you don't do 50-50 as far as monetarily, then your 50 comes in a different form. Your 50 comes in other things. Maybe things around the house. Maybe you meal prep for that man. Maybe you make sure that um certain things are taken care of for that man. 50-50 doesn't necessarily have to be monetary. But where things get complicated is when one person's motive is to use and extract resources out of another person. And it's usually the woman who is trying to extract resources out of a man, and the whole 50-50 argument is a cover up just to try to criticize this man because um that man is not playing into whatever game the woman is trying to play with him. And I'm with men on this. I mean, if you spot a woman who is all about getting what she can get from you and extracting resources, then that may not be a woman that you want to continue to talk to. And it may not be a woman you want to continue to date. That's cool. So I was listening to a YouTuber, and he was talking about I believe a TikTok video. I don't know, it was some kind of video he watched where a woman was saying that um, she was dating a man, and they've been on many dates, and the man always paid for the date. And one particular time, the man asked why she never volunteered to pay, or why she never left a tip, or why she never took him out on a date. And to me, that's a valid question. That's a valid question because, um, not every man is gonna. A lot of times, what it is, especially if a man does that, if it's your pockets, then you shouldn't be dating anyway. Men, if your pocket's not right, you shouldn't be dating anyway, right? But sometimes men just want to know that we appreciate it. We just want to. Sometimes all we want is a small gesture just to show that, hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do. And so I feel like maybe that man felt underappreciated, because that's really the only way I would see um, a man really making that an issue with a woman is if he feels underappreciated. And that goes back to human nature. No one in human nature wants to feel like they're just being used and abused. Um, but there's so much of that going on in society that's almost the standard. A lot of young women, especially a lot of young, beautiful women, it's almost an emotionless. Um, did I say it right? It's almost in lack of emotion towards men in general. It's almost as if a lot of women are competing against each other to see who can have the most lit highlight reel. And and that highlight reel is being funded by a lot of different men. A lot of different men are funding that highlight reel. And so it's almost this flex amongst women like, hey, look at me, look at me. I'm here every week. Oh, I got the Birkin, I got the Chanel, I got, you know what I mean? It's almost just a flex among women. And the men are not even a factor in in any gains or any sort of financial gain that a woman has put out there. When you see these young, beautiful Instagram type women, and you see them on, lavish vacations and trips and wearing, designer clothes that, I mean, most millionaires wouldn't even wear, right? Most millionaires don't even dress like that. And so you have to kind of assume that something is going on as far as an exchange for something. Um, and the thing about it is, if you're a young, beautiful woman, there's always going to be a man out there who is willing to spend some money. Now, he might be a 50-year-old, he might be a 60-year-old. Hell, I've seen young women go as far as a 80-something-year-old, all in the name of money. Not even in the name of money, but in the name of stuff, what that money can buy, right? And what I'm noticing is a lot of young women don't mind dealing with different, with a team of dudes who literally just fund their lifestyle. I'm seeing young women throw throw their entire future away, but I don't want to say that. I'm just going to say gamble with their entire future by not developing some kind of skill or some kind of business or some kind of something that will support you into your midlife on beyond when you're old. It's a total dependence on their beauty and their willingness to, and it's a total dependence on their beauty minus the brains. And I'm not saying you can't be beautiful and be smart, but what I'm saying is there's too much of a dependence on beauty to get the things that a lot of women want today. And it's almost like a career choice to juggle multiple men with money. And it's wild because, again, a beautiful woman is always going to be able to have some man out there who's going to fund that lifestyle. But the only thing is, that is to me, man, that's not really the way that I would want to live. Knowing that I have to go and sit up under some man twice my age just to try to get a bag out of him. A literal bag sometimes, like a literal bag. You know what I'm saying? Putting your health on the line, putting your integrity on the line. And listen, I'm not judging. Hey, to each his own. To each his own. I'm just saying, I'm just saying there's a lot of one-sidedness when it comes to this stuff. And a lot of men, um, especially if it's a man that's taking care of a woman or dating a woman and just doing a lot of nice things, they just want to feel appreciated. But anyway, I went a little bit longer than what I wanted to do. I appreciate y'all for checking me out, man. Hey, let's go and have a productive day, man. I'll let you.